Hey, welcome back to the weekly dance tutorial. I'm Can, this is Bree, and today we're gonna learn some not waving but tutting. And this time it's gonna be the outside classic king tuts. This is something that is like one of the first things I learned when I started tutting, and it's pretty much like those Egyptian hieroglyphics. And if you notice, when you do outside tuts, you're using an outside grid. If you don't know what that is, the inside grid is this one right here, where you have a line here, here, and all that, right? And then the outside grid is pretty much using these same lines or similar lines out here. So if you go like this, pretend like you're carrying a box, right? The hard part about this is it's gonna hurt your shoulders, so you're definitely gonna wanna relax your shoulders and stretch that out. Good thing we already did that. And then you want to lift your elbow up right here. So right where your shoulder's at, your elbow should be lined up. So that's kind of good right there. Okay. And then you just want to get used to this shape right here, because that's the first box of your grid. Okay. And in order to complete it, you're going to have to bend the wrist and go like that. Bam. This is a really good outside box right here.
Yeah, and I'm faking it.
Right? And then obviously with the wrist movement, you have different ways of moving your wrist. It can be here, it could be here, it could be back here, it could be in front, whatever. Yeah. So you have different lines outside of this grid. See, if you leave it right here and I go like this, look how cool that looks. And then I can do some tuts right here in this outside grid to show you all the different shapes you can make just with this one box alone, right? This is a really cool exercise you can do with a friend if they're not too weirded out by you know, sticking your finger in their armpit, you know. But anyway, that's the outside grid. If you take this same box and you slide it up, right, from here to here, it's gonna do a totally different effect, right? See, now you have a little bit of presence up here, okay? And it's not just here, and you're not just carrying a box, but now you have some stuff going on up here that you can mess with. And really, it's an exact mirror of this, okay? But you have to understand that if your arms like this versus like this, you're using different muscles on your shoulders and stuff, so it's definitely gonna hurt a lot when you're doing weird stuff where your body's not used to. So if this is more comfortable for you, I would suggest doing the top box, the upper grid right here, versus this, because this is a lot harder, because you're using like the back of your shoulders or something like that. So this feels a lot harder for some people, I guess. Okay. But just remember that whatever you do down here, you should be able to do up here, in theory. For example, if I'm down here and you have the full motion of your wrist, okay, you do something like inside, outside, forward, back, whatever, boom, 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 right? Try doing the same exercise or the same patterns up here, which is inside, outside, back, forward, like that, okay? So that's to explore stuff with your wrist and how your wrist is in line with that grid. Okay, so that's the first outside grid. Now, once you flip your hand out here, you're making another box out here. Here, let me do it this way. So this was the first box, right? Right here. And we did all the stuff we could in this box, whatever, right? And if you flip this out here, now that same box, you copy and paste it right here. So we had one here, 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 and now here's a new one, right? Using the same lines that we were using earlier. But check it out. How do you go from inside to outside? You use your other hand and you trace it out here. So now you completed the box out here by using your other hand. Even though you can complete it with just one hand, like this, you could be like this, and like this, and like kind of play around with this area. It really shows it if you have your other hand kind of in the picture. See, now this is the full box, and I used my other hand to complete it. Boom. And then you can move back into this inside box with just that one hand. So you could be like here, here, going here, going here. So something like that kind of outlines the box for people to see. If originally it would just look like this, right? But once you add the other hand to like trace it or something, then you could see more of the box. And from here, of course, you can extend it even further. So now that this part of your wrist is on the top corner of that outside box. So you have this box right here, and then you have this one right here. So boom, you see how it's missing a corner right here? You could just go like that and then reach out to that corner. See, and this is also a part of the outside grid. This, oh sorry.
Okay.
So you could tut like this if you really wanted to, right? And you could just do tuts here. You don't even have to bend your elbow, but like stuff like that is very cool if you know how to like manipulate your lines, right? And that's also a part of the outside grid right here. This is actually a lot easier because then you're not worrying about your elbows lining up with your shoulders because they already are, and then you just focus on different patterns with your hands and then bringing it to the front or bringing it up top. Okay, so there's a whole space up here to explore as well, but first make sure you get these basic boxes right here, up here, and out here in this area. Okay, yeah, and then of course if there's one right here, there's also one up here. Same rules apply, right? 90 degrees, keeping it, you know, straight, as straight as you can, because sometimes it's really hard, even for people like me, right? But as long as you try and you practice, you will get those boxes. Yep. So see, box here, here, here. Yeah, but you get the idea. There's boxes everywhere. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Peace.